Hello, hello. Good time of day, everyone. So today is just going to be a possibly short, possibly not short. I'm not quite sure yet. Programming stream following up the little platformer I started about 2 weeks ago. So following that up relatively quick. Without further ado, jumping right in. So just to show where we are and make sure that everything is actually working. Bop. Yep, that's still on there. Yep. Oh, I haven't linked to that. So, doing what is expected. So today... Oh yeah, this is still ghouls and goblins, ghosts and goblins, whatever you want to put it as, jumping system. So, today I want to have a bit of the camera system set up and loading other screens. Which... Yep. I think there's some... I had some ideas last week how they did it. Also, I think I wanted to do something with that falling animation when you walk off something. It's a little iffy. Basically, what's going on is that you're hitting the edge, and then it's automatically starting at the fall, at the peak of your jump, which is a bit weird. Since we're using a lookup table, it's kind of strange. Let's fix that first, because that's some low-hanging fruit. And then I will mull a bit about how I wanted to fix the camera. So camera locked onto the character generally isn't that good. Sorry, looking at this. I need to find the basic movements section. Player on ground equals falls. You can start falling. Probably good enough. Yeah, it's not the best. So what you sort of have is like what is going on with the movement system is that it sort of lags behind the players so that actually let's get this out. Yep, that's up there. Okay. 256, 256, sure. So you have your screen. And then you have your player. Now we're left with two options. We can either say that this is the screen entity because we just need a point, or if it's centered on the player. Generally, I think that to avoid doing other maps, older systems go off of this so that they can just, like, you know, query based on that without having other instruction of saying, like, oh, get half this way, get half this way. But I think in the end it doesn't quite matter. But I will be going to the top left because why not? So what happens is that the player starts moving to, like, the right. And if you have the camera go with it, it just looks janky as heck. So what happens is that the screen will have... There's a few ways to do it. You can just do... Hey, there's a velocity on the screen and it'll slowly speed up until it's, like, you know, almost on the player. So that the player can be, like, you know, a few pixels this way or a few pixels this way, which gives more look of moving. Or it can have just, like, range bands where, hey, if you're this far away, you need to move this many pixels a frame. And if you're this close, don't bother moving at all. So I think I will go with the later because it'll be a little easier to make. Now then, as said, where are you? Too many things on taskbar. This is some old stuff, but oh well. Camera. Int camera X 0, int camera Y equals 0. Now, this will be used to offset everything. So I'm going to go down into the display portion, at least where I hope is the display portion, and camera X would be actually, let me just think for a second because I'm going to screw this up. So if camera is at 0, you can plus or minus it, doesn't matter. If camera is at 10, let's say, and player is at 5, you will want to... Oh, wait. You would be displaying this negative 5 pixels, so it would be this minus that. And if player is at 15, you would want to display that 5 pixels over, so it is camera minus that position. Camera X minus that, and then I can't spell. Minus that. Let's put you on the next line. Let's put you on the next line because X and Y is the most important part about this. And this would be basically applied to everything. I could make it its own function, but get to there when I get to there. Oh yeah, because I rendered these in 2 sprites, which honestly is on point, but a little strange. I'm going to apply this to everything, and then up here should be the map render. Okay, I'm going to need to update this. So actually, maybe not. Minus camera X. And minus camera. I think that should work. Because base just means I'm offsetting it. Actually, let's change it. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to copy this and have it be camera edition. Camera X. So this is absolute. This will be wherever you want to put it. And then go off that. This will, however, be, well, going off the camera. So, anyways, whether we ever use this again, don't know. Probably not, but I don't want to mess with it too much. At some point, I'm going to forget how it works. Alright, let us recompile the sucker. And immediately, I regret. Come on, go away. There we go. Okay, let's run this again. Alright, let's run it again. And everything's messed up. Okay. Let's go to this one at a time. Let's work off the player. Once again, I hate that little thing forever staying up. Now, do I have my math wrong? So the camera's at 10, the player's at 15. I want it to be 5 over. No, I do have it backwards. Of course I do. Okay. I looked at it and tried to do the math, which is why I never actually try to do the math and try to find how it's supposed to be. Because somebody has solved this better than I could and tried to understand it, because unironically, I've looked into how to learn math courses. It's like, just don't bother trying to understand it and just memorize it. Which is absolutely horrendous to think about. And actually does not work for me in the slightest, because I don't memorize it at all, because I have nothing to grasp. Okay, so we have this. Bop. There we go. So everything's back to normal, but now we have a camera in the top left that can be moved. Just for testing purposes, I'm going to link the camera to the arrow keys. Currently this is WASD. Maybe I should have actually... Do I have an underscore everything? I do. SDL... Oh, is it key? There we go. Scan codes. My love. Okay. Camera X minus minus. And I'll do the same for the other side. Plus plus. Now we should see if the system works. I'm doing this instead of implementing the rest, because if this is... Oh, that's interesting. Oh, okay. Wrong keys. I was using the ones for others. So scan code. I want scan code left. Arrow. Okay, gotta look up how scan keys work. C plus SDL scan key left key. Left key. Okay, it is just left. Then why is it not popping up on here? Okay. Don't autocomplete to it, just, yeah, so what was happening before is I was passing in, stuff that I probably shouldn't be. I mean, I could, but then I'd have to listen for every key. It can be set up, but it'll take, like, you know, maybe a few hours, and then there'll be a bug in it, and then I'd have to debug my bug that is in the bug. Well, okay. Oh, that's weird. Okay, so this is moving the camera, but it's not updating the background correctly. So I can slam into it, you can see like right there it's stopping. Weird. Like my main thing is I want to reduce the amount of bugs I can put into there at once. Otherwise I'm doing multiple bugs. And that's just painful because you don't even know when you solve anything. Can be done, has to be done, it's just I'd rather not. Oh, right, so it's failing on rendering the map. Oh, that's why. So compile it again. Oops. Fine, I'll close you the non-hotkey way. And then open my command line, run it. Okay, so there we go. So the camera can move, everything moves with it. Now, what I also need is for it to load the next screen. So I suppose I can work on that right now. And have it figure out what screen's in there. Also, I want to get rid of else statement. Yeah, this is just spamming the stuff right now. Movement start. You don't see it, but yeah. Okay. That can stay going. Oh yeah, because I wanted to have it be broken up into two things, but I put it all into this giant method. Alrighty then. So we have test screen. Now we want an array of let's just do this. Level length. And we will just have 5 screens. So an int of level data which is level length, which is of data of tile width times tile height. And level data 0 is equal to test screen. Oh, sorry. No, that should be. I mean, I could also be really silly. Technically, this should work. Probably did this like 3 weeks ago, but I no longer remember how to do this. And once again, please cover up everything that I'm referencing. It makes it so much easier for me to do stuff. Okay. Do I have to do weird? That do it? No. I'm kind of failing. I tried to figure out the proper... I want this to be an array. Well, I could just do this the dumb way. I might as well make it a function. Void fill screen data int location. And this would be int star data, and it will be tile width times tile height. You're fine with that? You're fine with that. For int current index equals 0, int current index is less than tile width times tile height, current index plus plus. Oh wait, no went there, that's just a check. Int offset equals location times this. This is because I just don't want to be fancy. So I'll have to call this to fill in the level data. Oh well, it'll be fine. I figured it out before, but I don't want to reach through all my code to find it. Specifically, I figured it out in the 7-day roguelike. Okay, so we have that. We fill this in by level data, which is in a global scope. Offset plus current index equals data current index, because that's just how it works. Can I not spell? I cannot spell. What the heck is an L value? Oh. Location. My bad. Actually, I don't need the offset. It's not a... It is not a single-dimensional array. Screw it. Screw it. It is a single-dimensional array now, because I don't want to deal with this. Int offset. No, I do, because I need to load everything to memory one screen over. I could do it if I just have it saved as memory data. This is mostly so I don't have too many background items on the screen and I'm like rendering the whole level at once. But I also need it for triggers. Yeah, let's go for this way because I just don't feel like messing around. It's fixable later. No, but it's broken for that other one. Crap. I love learning special magical handshakes to just access basic data because they have 7 symbols for everything. No, you are an index. I am blanking on how to do this. What the heck is an L value? Location 5. Sorry, I didn't think I'd be slamming so hard on here so quickly. So can I just go that this is an int star of that? There we go. Stupid pointer games, but it works. Fill screen data. And we will have it be at location 0, and it'll be test screen. This will also be useful for making a blank screen type. Why don't you like it? What the heck does this have to do with this? Can I move? Are you going to complain? Okay, let's move down into main. We get into all this setup. Get down here. Can I call it down here without you throwing a fit? Yes, because strange, stupid things. Okay. So we load that into here. So now we have a level data object that we can use. And just for... Whoop, 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 whoop. Render map. We're doing test screen. Now we're doing... level data 0. So that we can have something that... Okay, that's running fine. Now that I have that, we need to track where we are on that line. And we'll be doing more later, but also, I suppose there should be an offset in there. Oh, crap. Okay. 1 second. Where are you? There you are. And we have the tile map. Then we have int offset x equals 0. And int offset y equals 0. And this will be a hard offset for the maps that are above, to the left, the bottom, to the right, and the corners. Which will be easy enough to implement, but why? Now that we have that, we're going to need 2 dimensions for where we are on the map, but for right now, just going to have 1. Screen x equals 0. And we will just use screen X right now for this. Render current screen. Render other screens if needed. Screens will be in their own space. Enemies will, however, be in player space. Now, I need to also go back and do all the collision data stuff, which will be fun. Duh. Bottom collide. Oh, I'm going to have to rewrite that because that's going to also have to include, because when you transition between screens, you'll have to check on both of them. Right now, won't bother with that. We'll have to do in a second. And because I don't have any others, I will just populate this with copies of test screen. So for right now, int display scene equals -1. This will be 2-dimensional, but for right now, 1-dimensional. Less than 2. Actually, you know, I could stick the renderer in here. Oh, that was the wrong one. Boop. Yeah. I don't need that to be special. So, copy this. Put that in here. Int display equals screen x plus display scene x if display is less than 0 or display is greater or equal than level length. Continue, so we don't wrap out of bounds. Otherwise, we use display there. There, I kill like 3 birds with 1 stone that. If I could spell. Alright. So now to test this, I just need to pan the camera. Oh, wait. I don't have offsets. My bad. So go in here. Display times... What is it? Width? Screen width? Tile width. No, it will be screen width. Okay. And then that was 0. That one I'll be fixing in when I make it a double loop. Terrible, ugly double loops. What can you do? So now this is a complete duplicate going over here. And then I get into bad data. But as you can see, we have our starting one and the second one we made. We didn't make any more after that. I don't believe so. If I go in here and I make a third one, actually, just for giggles. Whoop, that's the wrong thing. I hate that screen so much. We will call this test screen 2. And we will just make a small wall. And using that, we'll put that at the third spot. Oh, I did fill it 3. Ooh, that's possibly bad then. Okay. So, pan the camera over. Oh, yeah, because, I would need to move over one more in order to see that. So that's all working. Because this is -1, and there's nothing over here, so it's not doing anything. And then it gets to 0, which is where we are. Then it gets to +1, and then the loop ends, because it doesn't need to display anything past there. Okay, that is kind of working. So what I also need is a way to get int display x int current x or player x. Return the This isn't too hard. It's literally player X. Mod. Yeah, integer mod should work. Integer mod screen width, because everything is set up by that. What they do is they do it more tile-based, but I'm not too deep into that. This is my naive guess at it. But so they have it in memory, and they just have everything offset. Like, you know, technically I could just pass the whole array through and work off that. But they only draw what they need to the screen. Because every time you shift over a tile, they load just that tile edge up on the screen. And they have to push that into memory, but they're copying it from other memory. Like, I'm overkilling it because I don't want to do the tedious of just doing the edge tiles. Because I'm going to be working in everything in the screen tiles for sake of sanity for me, just so I can like literally copy paste this in order to update the levels. Because what the older ones would do, which I'm not even trying to replicate, because it's just why. So the only stuff, because just due to everything, needs to exist on the screen. Well, and then so like this is in memory, and then past here probably doesn't exist. However, this chunk generally does on the edge of the screen because they have to wrap it in just a little bit. But everything past this is still in like the cartridge, and they can reference it later when they do the screen tile. Like, they shift everything over one. They shift everything over one, and then this is gone, and then they re-render everything with that. And I don't want to keep track of one screen of worth of memory. I'd rather just reference all of it in the background, but due to how I'm mapping it in, that might be a little iffy. But that just made me realize I probably am overthinking it, and I can just pass in level data. And then I can determine where I am by using this function right here to get where it is on there. But I need to put this up a lot higher. I need to put this up above all the collision stuff, and then I can stop passing in the screen because I will have map data always accessible. This is roguelike stuff. This can go into the void. Okay. So let's first start out with right glide. So I could get rid of the collision map. Well, I'm not getting rid of it. I am just, Oops, I did not... Ah. That goes right here. And that is equal to level data display X int X. Did I typo you? Why do you not like this? Expected for aggregate objects. That really helps me. That totally explains what's going on here. Alright, if I put you up here, will you stop complaining? Let's... So I'm able to just iterate over you normally down here. Like, literally, I've just passed that in, and it's like, oh, yeah, everything's fine. Now you want to complain? Oh, we're hitting so many edge cases. I could fix this through modding. Alright. I'll keep the Y on there. Yeah, why are you just not wanting to work? So yeah, I could pass that into here, which is just expecting a... my C++ is so limited and I'm trying to do some weirdness. Okay. Int star collision map I can't fucking Christ, I can't spell. Equals level display this, and that should give us that. Or where tile X is. So once we got tile X, we can then mod these. Tile width. Is that it? Is that the one I want? Yes, that is the one I want. Tile width. And this can mod tile Y, which won't matter right now. So effectively, I want to bring this up. Now, in a normal single screen, it'll be fine because everything is in range. So we'll just say that this is 0 to 5, and this is to 10. So 0 to 5, and this starts at 6 and goes to 10. So this is not being checked right now. This is a screen over. And our actual screen, you know, is like right here. It's overlapping the two. Player is about to step over. Player has an X of 5. Is adding 1. So it'll be on 6. So, whoops, that's the wrong window. There we go. So it is checking to the right 8, which it is dividing into tiles. So this is the +1. And then whatever offset's going on, not bothered with that for now. And the collision is now being based on the tile X, which is getting turned into screen coordinates. So we get the right one. So now this tile, which can be anywhere on the number line, is now confined between 0 and, in this case, we're saying 5. So now it will be, since we are now pulling this in, we now use its local coordinates to say, hey, this is 0 now. 0 row, whatever. Okay, I think this should work. It's stupid math problems, but what else am I going to do? Okay. Okay. Once more onto the breach, my friend. Basically, we're going from global space to local space. The players and all other entities will be in a global space, but each individual terrain screen is technically its own local space just because of how we're putting it in there. Like, I could make it all just one giant thing, but I don't want to do that right now. I could fix it later, but that does not seem the solution for me. Boop. So we're testing right collide. Oop, we crashed. And it's consistently 4 over, so I probably have some math wrong. Okay, we get to debug bomb and see what's going on. Close that down. Pop over here. This is the majority of programming, is finding out everything you're putting in there is completely wrong. Okay, so we have that. Picking tile X. Oh, wait, no. That's why. Because I was using tile space and not actual global space. Or local space of the tiles. Local space of the screens and not... This is one thing that game engines love to abstract. That I'm kind of... whoops. get this and actually see what it says. Boop, boop. Are you happy? Okay. Now it's standard. Okay, there we go. You happy? You're happy. Okay, I'm running that. Pushing the wrong buttons, and I close down my console, which I'm going to need. So, quickly get back to there. Storage, programming. I said programming. And we will go to platform and run main. Okay. So it's saying screen X16, which seems a little silly. So I think there is a problem with display X, which is the thing to look into. Oh, that's not what I wanted. We'll go back in here. Oh, yeah, that's why. Integer math. I don't want to wrap around. I want the exact thing. Okay. I'll live. Now this works. So I will implement that on... Oh. I'll implement that on the Y side too, and we should be good. So what was happening is that I was so modular math and straight up divide leads to two different things. I'll just do it like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Divide by 2. An integer gives you 0 because it can't be divided. You discard the remainder. Divide by this, you get 1. You get 1, and then you get 2 over here. Modulus, however, only cares about the remainder. So this is 1. This is 0. This is now 1 again, and now this is 0 again. This is very useful for keeping inside arrays. And for some other things, this is very useful for, actual sane math. Anyways, so left collide, we will fix this. Can get rid of this for now. Okay, all I need to do is this, because this is effectively the same thing over again. Except now we're using left. Okay, oh, we don't have a top collide yet. Nah, that's fine. I'll get rid of it later. So I'm checking the left side, I'm checking the right side. Okay. So int screen x left equals display x left. Or tile x left. No, I actually don't want... well, okay. Let's get back to here later. Okay. So for right now, let's scroll this over. And see if this works sanely. Whoop. Oh no. It doesn't. Actually, shouldn't this have been updating the screen thing? Let's take a look at that. This would be so much easier if I just dumped it all into memory, but then I wouldn't be able to do... The one issue is I don't know how I'm going to wrap the memory. It's all a decision that I'm going to just be stuck with, and it's going to suck no matter what I do. But which decision sucks the least for me? Not much to show or say. Excuse me for 1 second. Just random spam to the phone. Okay. So I think I'm still going to live on the screen thing because I don't want to implement the rolling screen that would actually be happening in NES games. But... Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I didn't actually compile it properly yet. So I fixed it and then I didn't update these. Okay. Okay, will you work? Let's scroll over this way. Okay. So on every move, either on every move or I could just process where the player is because very next. Where am I establishing that? Okay, so I'm down there. You know, I could just literally go display X, player.x. Oh, player character.x. My bad. And I think this is the ticket to at least getting a little bit more shown. Okay, so we have that. Everything's fine. And we should see, there it is. Now, bottom is broken a little bit, but yeah, there it dies. Okay, that's updating. So I guess we do need to go and fix the bottom one, or it's going to crash because it's going to be going out of memory ranges. And at any moment, if the stream dies, it's because my computer has blue screened. Collide bottom. Okay. We will call this left x equals like that into left or right x. So we're checking both of them for the sides. Right x. You know, I've worked in programming languages that would yell at you if you have a syntax error on a line, or you just made one. Absolute pain. Int left screen. We'll just call it left screen. Okay, you're happy with that? And int collision map left equals left level data, not left data. Okay, then we take this, we go boop. We go boop. We mod that by screen. Mod by tile. Thank you for rubber banding so that I can't actually work on what I was trying to. It's very helpful. I don't know who they make most of these features for. I literally don't. All they do is they tick me off. Oh, yep. Just... zoom away from what I'm working on and trying to look at. It really helps. Okay. Okay, painting on the edges because we don't actually have corners. That's fine. Okay, room. Okay, now we're actually seeing this. Now we're dying. Okay, but why are we dying? So we get one screen over, and just to be sure, I am going to put a little thing on there. Okay. And I close the... programming platform. And then main.exe. Yeah, so once we get to trying to check for the third thing, hello. I am trying to convert global coordinates into screen coordinates and having some issues. So let's just see. Left collide. Bool return. So I'll put that here and I'll return out. Left and down. So I just want to see if this finished. I want to do the same for the right because that might be causing it. So I'm not sure if it's my math or if it's my rendering engine that is dying. So once I can narrow it down, I'll be fine. I have a feeling it is what did I hit? Okay, how do I get rid of this? I don't care about it. Absolutely hate two hotkeys. Hello there. Oh, it's going to end terribly. Right now I am debugging some issues. The long and short is, let me bring this back up. So I have two options, because everything is literally just, you know, ones and zeros in the background to say if the tile is there or not. For easy use, I am breaking these up into screens so that I don't have to make a rendering engine that like basically checks out these, puts them into a buffer for collision data and all that. So I'm keeping them roughly where they are. So I'm trying to have it so okay. I'm saying so a lot. So players here, player has a global X and Y, but it needs to check in the screen X and Y and then check the data in there. So when I'm here, there's no reason to technically check any of this or even render any of these. However, when I cross screens, so like I'm right about here, I need to check this. I also need to render this as far as my rendering box goes. And I'm running into issues at the third transition for some strange reason, which I would think would be my rendering one, but I've proved that that's actually working. Well, I mean, I can prove it. So I have my camera X and Y set up to this. So as you can see, there's a repeat of the terrain over here. So what this is doing is it's rendering the left one, the middle one, and the right one, because we're modern software, we don't have to like literally only render what we can see and then like the tiles on the edge and have that in memory. We can go a little further. So here's some fun because let me actually get over here so that once I cross into the second screen, this third screen is going to render over here because it's one over. And this one for fun I made a little different. So, but the problem is right now, I don't know if it's because of what part of my code is causing it to happen, but once I touch and try to interact with anything past the second screen, it dies. Horribly. So I'm putting a little debug right now. Did that actually show? Good, it's on top. Okay. So what I'm trying to do is find where that's bugging out, and currently just debug spam. Yeah. So once the actual calculations where I think is likely to crash, where it's checking the pointer to the screen, we'll see what happens. So I compile this. Minimize that because it annoys me. Okay. Whoops. I forget. I'll get the camera tracking in a bit. I talked about that earlier, but I need to get this to do it properly. So... do I have these backwards? Because it's saying it's checking left. Do I have these backwards? Oh. Okay. Copy paste. Everybody's favorite thing. So, boop. Boop. So right now it's saying that right finished and bottom finished. So it's getting past this whole, like, memory stuff here. So it's dying at some other point. And I should probably take the collide out of this. And then fix all the areas up that have that. Probably save on a whole millis... oh, yes, thank you. That was exactly what I was looking for. Okay. Yep, I've been totally trying to select into a window that's popping up and not the variable that I'm trying to select on the screen. It's good stuff, man. I love all the little features that are supposed to help you work with stuff, but don't actually do that and make it harder to work. Still easier than working in a game engine that wants you to make 30 objects to put a sprite on screen. Okay. So, it's not dying here. Presumably. Let's put some stuff here. Render. Oh, no, it is my render. So what's happening, because it's reading garbage data. Ah, that's the ticket. It's reading garbage data, because I've only set the first 3. So if I just go in here, it's reading garbage data, not knowing what to do with it. So let's just slot into 3 a copy of this one. And it should be fine. Because the array is filled with data. The array does not care where the data came from. Okay, so let's pop over here. Moment of truth. It's, yep, now it's loading up. So what was going on? Okay, there we go. Yada. So what was going on with that is that when you make an array, or you make any data type, it just claims a chunk of memory. And then usually you fill this out with something that makes sense. Since I'm claiming an array, I'm getting multiple chunks of memory, in this case 5, that all have this trash data on it. It can be anything. And then what I do with that one method is that I set it to a known source of data, or a known thing. So this is good. Oh, sorry. No. I had nothing for that screen. And probably what's happening is that the render... Sorry. So I was setting these 3... Okay. Let's just move this over. So everything is based off a tile map in this. So there is very... Actually, I'm not even going to assume what's going on. So I had these three set. And the code currently knows, hey, if it's below 0, don't bother. So character is here. It has all this in memory. And it's rendering this one and this one because I'm lazy and I don't want to do just like the little side tiles. Or little edge tiles. So it's rendering all this. So I get over here, it's also okay because this was loaded in memory. This has been loaded into memory, and this is loaded into memory. So it's accessing this, drawing these all perfectly fine. However, when it edged into this one, it now has to start trying to render garbage data because I didn't have that set up. And all the rendering does is that it takes that, whoops, render map? Yeah, render map camera. All it does is that it iterates through the expected size of that tile, and then it calls for the cell in the tile map and then tries to equal it to something. So I'm guessing something really weird happens, or possible likely it's hitting some protected memory on accident and bad things are happening. So yeah, so all I have to do is make sure that everything is properly loaded. So on that, level data, no, what was it? Fill screen data. And just for the last one, because do I have protection for the... One second. Render map camera. Yeah. So I have protection on this thing, so it should be fine. Let's just check that. Basically, I was jumping the gun. I didn't have enough data to actually look at. So let's go over 1, 2, here, here, and this one's a repeat of the first one, and there's the edge of the world, and it's not dying horribly, so yay. And it won't, and it dies horribly because now it's reading garbage data again. Once I try to go past there, because I don't have anything to protect the right side of the screen, I have stuff to protect the left side. I'll get to that. The next thing I want to do is camera being updated. Update camera. So I'm going to have, if less than 10 pixels, move at half a pixel. Which is to say every other frame. I am not giving subpixels to that. Actually, I'm going to say 16. If less... If greater than... Or no, yeah. Less than 32, pixel every frame. Greater than 64, 2 pixels every frame. So, camera is half a screen, or camera X and Y is half a screen away. I'm mathing here. It's terrible. Int camera offset equals math. Okay, we do have absolute in this language. Camera X minus player. Character dot X minus screen width divide by 2. can't spell. Player char actor. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we have this if camera offset is less than 16 and what's the global frame count? You know, I could be cheeky. If rand mod 2 if else if camera offset is less than 32, move equals 1. Else if camera offset is less than 64. I'll fudge the numbers. These are bad numbers right now. I'll just say that. If camera X is less than camera X plus equals move, else camera X minus equals move. Okay, terrible code. Let's see how it breaks. Ugly, disgusting code. Code not even updating. Oh, what's giving me all these stupid zeros? Yeah, that could go away. Okay, let's get rid of the bottom finished, or the finished line, so that I can clear this up a little bit. Okay. Now, back to this stuff again. Okay, let's see what the offset says. Pop. It's saying it's like 250. It's a lot off. Like, literally 0 on 0 is 130. But it's still not doing anything. Do I have these backwards? Camera is less... Let's reverse them for giggles. Yeah, it's literally not moving the camera. Oh. It's not doing it because it says the distance is so big. Okay, that should at least give us something that we could tweak on. Yeah, it's just not calculating anything right. Strange. Very strange. I think that should be equivalent. Unless I'm mathing wrong, which is totally possible. Nope, it's not equivalent. My favorite. Just random question marks in the output. There. More question marks. Aha. So it is saying that it is negative 120. Where the minuses is. So this is probably correct. It's doing the flickered. I do need a dead zone then. I thought I could get away with that, but nope. Let's have... So this will be a dead zone. And we will move everything down one. Move equals 1. Because it's flickered on the edge. Okay. Now I think it needs to be a little faster on the edges, because otherwise you're just like literally running into everything. But camera scroll work. Okay. So let's just extend this a little bit. Else if 96, else move equals 3. Do that. Let's get rid of all the spam out. Possibly ran off the screen. Possibly need to be a little faster, so let's double it. Like that. Let's see how that works, and once again, I close my command window. I don't need it, but I'd rather have just hit up and enter for CD platform for ease of use. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think we need the half pixel. Two, 4, 8. Currently, I think we only move 8 pixels at a time. Yeah, I don't like that. I think that's mostly because there's no up check in any way, but... No, this at the very least is working a lot better. Yeah, this is an old Mario thing. So it saw I had collision down because I was effectively in there. I'm sure I'd be encountering it a lot more. So that needs to be fixed. Okay, if I just launch myself... Okay. Is it because it's pushing out? Does it work the other way? No, it's only on the... Ah, I know why. Because I think when jumping... There's an... Yeah. Okay. So, in falling and moving right, I think the collisions are slightly different. Yeah, so moving right is 8. If I put it to 9, which will match the falling down, everything is fine. So if I launch myself... Nope, still happening. It doesn't happen left facing though. Buttery smooth. Yeah, it is any collision with the right side that'll just stick to the wall. So that... This is 9 to the right. Let's just change this to 8. We can deal with any sort of weird pixel issues and just like not have the sprite be properly 16 across. I think this is just mildly tile weirdness. Okay, so we launch ourselves. That was on top. That was on top. No. Looks like I can't fall down this hole. Weird. It's not even like an edge of screen thing. It's just... Yeah. I completely take my hand off the keys, so it's not like I'm smashing right and it keeps the character in there. Interesting. Anyway, let me just look at this a little bit. I think this... So basically, you can go 3 tiles over at your own risk. I think I should only have it be 2 tiles over, because we are only working with like 16. 3 seems like a lot, so let's just math a little bit more. Down here. Can I rename this? Camera. Nope, okay. Screw you then. Okay. So let's make this 48. And now this can be 64. Might also just be moving too fast. I'd rather be a little too fast than too slow, because you can always stop. Let's increase the dead zone to 24. Increase that to 40. 52. And 72. Sure. This is arting it. This is noodling around until I like it. So you have a couple things to move with in case like you're doing a little battle here. But you get about a quarter of the way over and it starts snapping in. Okay. Let me take a look at the collision right again. Or the right collide. It has to be on the bottom triggering when it shouldn't be. So I was getting to happen on the standard falling. Excuse me 1 minute. I'll be right back. Sorry for that. Also had to check outside because there's a lot of commotion. It just seems like motorcyclers going to traveling to Memorial Day stuff, which is this Monday. Should I stream this Monday? I'm not doing anything else. Oh, but what would I stream? Okay. Anyways. Putting this back. Now then, why is it doing this? Code why you do thing you do. So it's not updating. Where's move Y come from? Oh, that's the jump. Do jump. So it's not on the beginning portion, so it would be down. On the falling part. So that's just doing sub-pixel stuff. Now we get to the collision part, which is just player X, player Y. That triggers. So any other parts that set on ground to true that could be mysteriously going off? No. Everything else says you start floating now. Yeah, so it has to be this section right here. But it has a bias towards the right side of going off. And if we go into here, we see that the right is... So this is actual units. It'd be silly, but let's try with 7. It might work, and I might have been doing the stuff backwards. Here, please. Oh, hey, I can fall in the hole now. That's awful. Okay, that was the issue. So, effectively... Okay. This is dumb. So let me go up here and do +7 as well. Now let me explain this, because this is dumb. Very dumb. Yeah. No, I would just generally have a fall off screen. So, what's going on here? I will actually use grids. Character is supposed to be 16 pixels across. So this is 16. But, however, we must stake where our player is. So we have said player is at this. And we go -8. And we were going originally +19 because I was doing the math wrong. We were originally then going +8. However, it wasn't like this. It wasn't like, you know, going from this imaginary line. It was going from a pixel over. So then it was going a pixel over here. now that I am going +7, it is at the edge. And now we are perfectly 16 wide. Math. Terrible. Ugly. Math. I am not a math person. But, yeah. Now we are buttery smooth and we will slide off walls on both directions. Hopefully, I'm going to try. The fact that we can, you know, throw ourselves in the hole now, which I was kind of confused about, perfectly makes sense. Because we were actually 33 pixels across. Yeah, buttery smooth. Actually, like right here? Nope. Right here? Yep. Everything fixed. Now, if I really want to be silly, I could add the double jump now. Very integral to, you know, go for the Super Nintendo version and the Genesis version. Did not exist in the original NES version. I don't think it did. Is it on the mini console? Because I actually did get one of the NES mini console things. I could boot that up. The best accomplishment I had in cloning was that I tried to do this before, and I have actually never really played the SNES Ghosts and Goblins, or Ghouls and Ghosts. And I had watched a few videos, I had done my guesstimates, and then I played it, and it was exactly the same. It was perfection. Okay, so I think I'm tired of ASCII land. So, let me pop this open. Now I still need the fonts. Am I loading the fonts for actually doing this, or am I doing the proper 32, 32, yada yada? Render map. We're passing in font texture, which is created by loading 16 by 16, so I can do whatever I want. Okay, so let's copy. Let's just start editing this. Waha. First off, I'm going to make this a test wall. I am going to load up the default because I live in default. I said default. Thank you. Actually, yeah, you can't see anything. We're going to call this sprite sheet. And just for sake of starting stuff, we're going to have that. I need to watch the BBA sprite stream, see how she does with it. And we have this. Okay, now we're going to load up sprite sheet, and I'm going to fix some things. Okay, go down here. That should be fine. This is the one that's going to be weird. Uh, actually, no. It's perfectly fine. Wow. I didn't do this weird. Wow, I typoed something. So did I not include sprite sheet? Sheet. I have an extra E in there. Alright. Hit the button. Hit the button. Look. Oh, this could be a Virtual Boy game. Let's reverse my fortune there. There we go. Wow. So, do I want to begin the process of making this Beatrix and Bicos? Well, if I want to do that, I might want to actually have the multi-part of this. Where it can wrap on the y-axis, or not wrap, have more than a left and right. Even the Nest did that. Let's go for 3 hours. Let's do that. Okay, and test screen 3, which instead of this will have a hole. You know, I could have just go Control Alt, is it? Yeah, it's Control Alt. Wow. Level length will be, sure, 5. Define will be 2. And this is still half from my roguelike stuff, so it's a little bit, has a little bit of DNA left in here that I'm slowly getting rid of. Now then, I need to have the display Y. Entity Y divided by screen height. We'll fix the right side thing later, but anyways. Seems kosher. Probably bugs in there. Good enough for me. Since this is a one-dimensional array, this is how I make it two-dimensional. Don't think so too hard. Okay. Where do I set? Oh, there we go. So this could be 3. And then I could just have basic test ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could just make a loop, but this is just filling out. Okay, let's crash everything. Oh, utterly disgusting. Okay. Oh. My bad. Oh, I forgot to remove that. That's why. Okay. I probably forgot to move it on the other... Nope, I didn't. Alright, so now we should have a pit on the third screen. Oh, ooh, amazing. Okay. Is that consistent? Crossing. Interesting. So it's hitting left there. That isn't even into the next screen properly. So let me go into right. So that's where I think it's dying. Okay, so right is finishing. Right is... Yeah, okay, it's dying because it's hitting this part. And then something weird is happening. Screen X. Screen Y. Okay. So 0, 0. Oh. It's saying it's 1 on the y-axis. Then it's saying it's 1 on the x-axis. So there's something messed up. I'm passing in the right side. I brained there. So what was happening was I was passing in the right side, which was increasing the Y coordinate, or the screen Y, until, you know, it went into bad data. So now it should be fine. Yeah. Oh, look, a hole. Ah. Camera does not follow X. Now this is going to be a bit weird for a minute, but I'm going to go with it. Camera move Y equals 0. So this is effectively going to be the same junk as before. Except with Y. You know what? Let's just copy all of it and make it Y. The camera's going to look atrocious for a minute. But we can fine-tune that. Like, what I really would want it to do is have a bias to snap to the X and Y's, unless you're, like, really close to them, then it could start falling down. What it could also do is mean that... What I couldn't do is have a dead zone on the Y that is from, like, about the middle to... where the player would normally be. And only have it, like, really wrap on the extreme things. But, anyways. And just replace all this junk. Please. Yeah, I wanna spend more time not going up and down and hitting random characters to get out of the prompts that you put up there, because you know better than what I'm trying to do. God, I hate that. I wish there was a dedicated key that you could press to have this stuff pop up. It'd be a lot better when I'm confused and like, I want to know what it is. Hit this button. It pops up instead of like, oh no, I can't hit up or down now because helpful thing is not being helpful anymore. Yeah, as I said, this is going to look awful for a minute. But then we could solve it. Oops. Oh, I don't have a rendering for the Y. Let's fix that. So I have a rendering for the X, but I don't have a rendering for the Y. So now that we have the X... Now let's do it this way. For int display scene Y equals -1. Display scene Y is less than 2. Display scene Y ++. Now it's not doing it at the top, so it's covering the thing that I actually want to look like at that's below it. It will always pick the thing that I want to have covered up. And it annoys me. If the display screen Y is less than 0, or display screen Y is greater than level height. Continue. Greater or equal to. Did I not? There. Scene. Oh my god. Okay. Is everything happy? Everything's happy. Sorry, just thinking here for a second. This needs to be X display now. And Y display equals display Y player character dot Y. Plus display scene Y. And then we put that into there. Plus level length times. You know what? I'm just going to move this to the next line because it's so stupidly long. Times Y display because it's once again a one-dimensional thing. And Y display times screen height. These should be... Okay, let's see if I broke anything. No, everything seems to be looking all right. Oh, no. The camera takes care of the proper offsets. Okay. Everything's looking all right. And it goes down the hole. Oh no. Okay, so... it's not displaying the right one. And I'm actually not sure why. Like the rendering and collision aren't matching up. Strange mismatch land. Okay. So let us go back to... Glide. It's... I have them backwards. Okay. Oh. That's why. That is probably why, because I am not doing the... I'm not bringing into the proper local screen geometry. Or, not geometry. Really? I double click it and it doesn't highlight. Okay. So it's doing it there. It's doing it here. Now the bottom one is working, so maybe we'll be having sanity. Okay. Everything seems to be working out. Okay, so it was only with the bottom going down. Okay, exactly what I expected. Now we got a strange black... Where is that coming from? Anyways, now I want to think about how to snap it to the screen. Yeah, there's some artifact being put down. I don't know why. Anyways. So I would want this screen to snap to the Y coordinate unless it's a, or the Y offset. Unless you're near the bottom. Would that be a good idea? I want to bring up a Ghostly Goblin screenshot. Let me take a look for a second. Yeah, you're playing kind of... at the bottom 2/5. So I think if I do something really dumb... First off, let's raise the floor a little. Ah, that might be enough. Probably not, no. Yeah, let's raise it by 1. And then I'll do some math hammer. As always, make a death hole. Nope, I don't need to do that one. Death holes are very important. So, I'm going to quantize this so that's every 5th of the screen. Camera. Int camera, or height 5th equals screen height divided by 5. So we will mod this to be a 5th, and then we will times it by the 5th. There's probably better ways to do that, but that works. It ensures that ugh. Just a bit jumping. Yeah, I need to adjust this. Plus... times 4. This is some ugly code. I still don't know why it's drawing the black around. Is that not an alpha layer? Yeah, it's an alpha layer. Well, first off, the camera should always be above the player. But, let's make it a 6th. Doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll solve this and I think I'll call it a day, but... Okay, back to the drawing board, literally. So, screen is like this. We are saying that player is going to be roughly about like right here on screen. And we want to snap to the grid whenever we can on the y-axis when player is in general plane error this way, which we'll say is like here to there. So this way and this way. This is the plane area for the y-axis that we want to play with, that we want to keep player in and not move the screen. Maybe even up to half. Remember, this is negative, and this is positive. This is 0, 0. So player is here, with orange. I want to see some numbers. Not really, but I need to see them. Y camera offset. Saying it's 1,000 off. It's not even possible because the screen's not even that big. So what's... Oh, okay. My quantization is not doing well. Thank you. I love the rubber band. Okay, let's just hard-code in the rest of this. We'll keep this as is. So we have this. And we don't even need an absolute. Camera Y plus equals move, camera move Y. So if camera offset Jeez. Player should always be bigger than camera, so let's just keep this positive. If camera offset is greater than height fifth, camera move Y equals 1. So we'll move down. Let's live with that for now. I feel I have this backwards, but I'm printing out something on that one square. That's weird. It's almost working, but not quite. Times 4. I think I actually might have it. Now it needs to be faster. I don't know, divide by... eyeballing it. It's probably wrong. Yeah, that's a little jittery. Five minus? Minus 5. Okay. Almost. Let's just say 4. I think it's going to screw up on the second part, but... Because, yeah, it just, like, it stalls... the player's spawning the floor, that's why. Excuse me 1 second. Hama. Oh, I had this up. So... I just don't know what would be the best way to do this. Because right now, it's only a coincidence that it's lining up properly when it hits that part. This is not a system I generally actually work with, so I'm not used to this idea. So what I basically want to happen is like, oh, you fell down here. So I'm going to go until I can match to the second grid level. Or I just keep it at the 4/5, at the bottom 4/5. Means up. It's going. The jumping isn't having issues. It's the chase down that has the kind of sucking going on. I'm noodling. I want to get to an answer purely through messing about. 16... 48. Sure. I want it to be more gradual. Oop. Oh, that's why. Get to put that there. Okay, that's kind of nice. maybe a little faster. It roughly keeps up with it, but I'm... 8 and 32? We don't have the up version, which kind of sucks, but I don't have a way to go up yet. I think that's it. Okay, I think we hit it. I mean, the up would be basically around... And I suppose level stuff just, yeah. Okay, that was just somebody in a car. Okay. Well, we have that solved. I might as well put the footnote in for the other way. I mean, negative should be other way. Let's see if this messes anything up. Probably will, because it's going to just like... No. Oh, wait. Negative. Yeah. This is kind of what I expected. So this is the top fifth of the screen now. Now there shouldn't be any problem. I knew that hole was going to be a death trap. Screen by 2. Let's do it at the half, because as I said before, kind of want it to be in this sort of area, and maybe half is the good point to go off of. Because otherwise you're too close to the top of the screen. No, I don't think so. Times 2. So I don't want it popping off every time you go up. Like if I have a staircase, like a big one. Come on. I think this kind of works. It's kind of jank, but hey, it's me. And scuff is what I do. Yeah, I think this is working. Let's find that hole. Oh, I don't have a hole over here. Okay. I think that solved it to a degree. Crash. The right-hand side is still death. Otherwise, everything seems to work. Not much to really say. A long weekend here. I'm not sure if I'll stream on Monday, though it's a thought. I've had thoughts of streaming during the week, but it's usually on fire by the end of work days, so I don't think I'll do that, but it comes up in my mind again and again. Where to take this? I think the next step would be to branch it off into its own thing instead of that, instead of my quote-unquote platformer testing, because, well, it works. Yeah, it's a 3-day weekend. Memorial Day is a national holiday, which is basically eat burgers and hot dogs the day. But it's a national holiday, so it works. You get paid overtime if you do work. Pretty much. So everyone lets you go. Yeah. Not sure what I'll do next week, but I need to do my laundry at the very least now. So thank you for joining me. And I will see you next week for something. Maybe rolling dice. I'm not quite sure. Though I just did get arms. I can't remember. I can't pronounce it, and I don't have it in front of me. That's in a different spot, but it had some map generation stuff that might be interesting to do. Not so much a solo system, though I think it might have oracles. I know I just did get something that has an oracle system in it, but I'm not so sure it'd be great. Anyways, with that, have a good time of day, and I will see you later.